Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this video is about Marshall JCM2000 Triple Super Lead versus Marshall JVM 410H tube amplifiers. So, yes indeed, JVM, which is the current Marshall flagship, and JCM2000 Triple Super Lead, which I guess it used to be in the early 2000s or something. So, the signal chain is ESP, my signature, EMG8185 pickups. Then the signal goes to my pedal board. I have a couple of pedals there. Super overdrive, which is set like on the picture. And then I'm gonna use the Jack Wild overdrive, which is set like just like a clean boost there. And then I'm gonna use the chorus ensemble on some of the clean sounds. And the decimator just to cut off the hiss. And from there the signal goes to the Radial Headbone VT tube amp switcher, so I'm switching back and forth between the amps, and both amps goes back to the headbone, and from there it goes to SIR reactive load IR, picks there, and there I have Jens Bogren's Sound of God EQ2 IR, and then the signal is going to Focusrite audio interface, and from there to Logic. Okay, clean channel. First the TSL, and I've set kind of like what I like, how I would set and how I have set this and how I would use these channels, and I tried to dial in as similar both amps to each other. So yeah, TSL clean channel. JVM. As you heard, they are quite similar, and my settings are basically identical. So there's this, the gain is around noon, so there's this slight overdriven sound added, which I like. Okay, then let's add the chorus and see. Cool. Okay, chorus off, and then let's move to crunch channel of the Marshall and OD1 channel of the JVM. They are quite similar, and I think they both they have that JCM800 style sound and behavior, although they are not, because 800 is still, but they are really close. So, okay, first the TSL without any overdrive. the Super Overdrive. They're quite the same. I think the TSL sounds a bit better, more aggressive. It's more like a real JCM800, which I have two there in the rack, which you can see. Maybe check my other videos about those. So yeah, that could be because this isn't mine. I got this from my channel subscriber, Christian. Thank you for loaning me this. I'm not sure how old the tubes are and what's in there. Well, it's EL84s and ECC83/12AX7, same as here. But on this one, I changed just a while ago the preamp tubes to JJ ECC83S on the first position, and the other three positions are Engel ECC83S, which I have on my 800 as well. I found that combination to have that enough of that aggression. The JJ it's a little bit smoother, I think, than the Engels. So when it's in the first position, it's not that harsh, and then the Engels being that, you know. So because the differences are so subtle between these two, I'm guessing, and I'm pretty sure that if I would change the same preamp tubes to the JVM that's on this TSL, I think they would be pretty close. But again, JVM. You hear the TSL it's more like that. Okay, then overdrive off, and let's switch to lead channel of the 2000 and the OD2 channel of the JVM. And first without overdrive, and on this case I'm using the MXR Zakk Wylde 44 overdrive. It's in a GTOD enclosure, but it's the Zakk Wylde overdrive. Because as you can see on the picture, the Super Overdrive, I had the settings like there's a little bit drive involved, but it didn't work with either of these channels. It was a little bit too much. So I'm using the Zakk Wylde, where the gain is down to 0 and the levels are maxed. So that way of setting the overdrive works better with both of these OD2 and lead channels. But first, without the overdrive, TSL. Okay, now TSL with the overdrive. So, yeah, again, I think the TSL has a little bit of that something. The JVM is kind of like smoother, a bit more sophisticated, but again, I'm pretty sure it's because the differences in the preamp tubes. Or if it isn't, then the TSL100 is just a better sounding amplifier than the JVM, in my opinion. But yeah, both are great amps, very versatile. The JVM being even more versatile because there's programmable reverbs, effect loops, whatnot. So I think this is just an evolution of the 2000. Both amps are great, I think. I mean, you know, you can't really go wrong with a Les Paul Marshall and good overdrive. More info about the amps on the description below and the gear I used on this video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.